This is the basic pillars of business model. Sales and manufacturing type of jobs in a particular type of jobs. Okay, and some are not very particular. Okay, they say, okay, I have no other option. I'll do whatever I get. So that's how most of the mechanical engineers end up in IT. Okay, so but still, for the understanding of this entire group, I will just specify the type of jobs that are available for all the engineers. I have classified these jobs as desk jobs, classified them as the field jobs also. The desk jobs includes jobs related to finance, jobs related to human resource, and these are all the jobs done by mechanical engineers in industry. Jobs related to design, jobs related to communication, administration, application engineering function, board of directors, manufacturing, supply chain, R&D. These are all the jobs wherein sitting in your seat and doing it. It might involve some travel, some movement here and there, but that is very minimal. It's not much. Then opposite to a desk job, you also have a field job. Field job involves sales, marketing, service engineering, supplier quality development, project direction commission. Now, there can be other things. As desk job only, you can say, okay, people have to stand and do it, but still, every day you go to the same place to work and then come back. You don't roam around. You have a fixed place to work. That's why I call it still as a desk job. Okay. But field jobs, today you are in Pune, tomorrow you will be in Mumbai, third day you will be in Aurangabad, fourth day you might be in New Delhi. So most of the jobs, will be there. Project direction and commissioning is job because you might be at a particular location for a few months, sometimes even a couple of years. But once that is done, you will move out. So field jobs and desk jobs. So these are the types of jobs the fresh engineers can think of. So whenever you want to take a decision, okay, on the type of jobs, you may want to relate your personality type to the type. Don't look at the money or other aspect, but if you want to do well in your job, it should relate to your personality. Some people are very aggressive, they are party animals, they have very good communication skills, and they love to travel. If you are that type of a person, sales, marketing is the type of job that you would like to get in, because to work and do things which you really like. So please go ahead and do that. Service engineering is something, I'll get back to service engineering last. We'll go to supplier quality development. This is a new function which was earlier available, but that has really picked up in India nowadays, because now there is a strategic shift that is happening within the country. The strategic geopolitical nature shift that is happening is because of China, over dependence of the world on China for manufacturing, and China becoming much more powerful. It has become very uncomfortable for the Western countries. So what do they want to do? They want to minimize their risk. Also, they want to reduce the dependency on China. They have started to move their manufacturing to elsewhere. Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, and of course India. This is our time. This is the time that India is going to develop. In the next 10 years, you can see the shift happening. It's not easy to dislodge. What do they need? Supplier quality development is something which is a new field, which might be known, but I'm not sure whether it is being taught as a separate subject. This requires extensive travel by an expert who is expert in quality management, who is expert in product specifications. He goes to the supplier. He sits. Now, for example, let me tell, there is a company called Ingersoll Rand. Ingersoll Rand manufactures a lot of drilling equipment, onshore, offshore, highway equipments, equipments like that. Now, Ingersoll Rand sources some of the components from India. So there is a supplier, let us say in Pune, who can products to Ingersoll Rand. But who is going to approve them? Especially these companies coming from US or UK or Germany, they have a very, very robust process of supplier approval. So they come, they look at the process of manufacturing, they look at your certifications, they look at whether you are meeting all their input quality parameters. So they are not just bothered about their own product, they'll also input products of the supplier also, because they know, the output product quality will depend upon the input product quality. So they come and work very closely with the supplier, help the supplier also to improve their quality of product. So in that way, supplier quality development is a field job. They visit, furnaces, they visit, suppliers of lubrication, suppliers of seals, suppliers of gears, collars, suppliers of pins, okay, and then they validate or they will approve a supplier. So supplier quality development is an emerging field which will be in great demand in the coming years. Project erection and commissioning, you all know, as infrastructure improves, you want to erect a machinery, you want to erect a wind turbine. It's not easy to erect a wind turbine, onshore, offshore. If you have it, wind turbines in the sea, okay, you can put that's going to be a very challenging assignment. Even if you want to erect a wind turbine on the top of a mountain, it's not going to be easy. Okay, so that's all a challenge for a challenging job. Now I'll come back to the service engineering job. Service engineering, all of you must be knowing. Some sort of a service, all of you must have seen. One of the things that we will do is, for example, if there is some issue with your TV, you will call a TV technician, he will come and service it. Your washing machine, your fridge, service engineering, that's true. They travel extensively. I'll tell you, they travel more than the sales. And if you are into engineering or industrial services, suppose there is a big pump that has to be serviced, a 200 megawatt pump that's used for pumping water from a dam which is at lower level to a higher level. So that pump, servicing of the pump is very difficult. Next, for example, a turbine, a Kaplan turbine, that is in a vertical position. The shaft weighs tons and tons. To lift that shaft so that you can service the bearing, that itself is a challenge. It's almost 3, 4, 5-storied high shaft. The diameter of the shaft is a couple of meters, 700-800 tons of weight. So it's not going to be easy, and many times breakdowns. So when a gearbox doesn't work, service engineering will be the people will be called. And the thing is, service engineering, in my view, is the most difficult job, because they have to not only they also have to face the angry customer. So his production has stopped, his line has stopped, he is incurring losses. That might be because of poor manufacturing. That might be because of poor design. It might be anything. But गाली तो खाना पड़ता है service engineer. So the customer will, once they go, they'll start giving nice dressing down. But poor service engineer is caught. Mostly it doesn't happen with professional companies. India, the quality of people working in professional organizations itself is not of high quality. So we'll now, that's when you classify the jobs as a desk job or a field job. Then there might be some other one or two. I'll come into that specialty functions later. So this is a checkpoint. We will be, if you have any questions on, you can just let me know. You can jot it down. I can take the questions at the end. Now we'll get to the manufacturing and plant jobs. Whenever you take a manufacturing or a plant job, that's a production or an assembly or a workshop, whatever you call it. There are many functions that's present within that. Maintenance, technical cell, production, assembly, purchase, quality management, administration, human resource. Okay, but these are the major parts or major functions that's present within a manufacturing or a plant. We'll get into that. Maintenance is more to do with the day-to-day operational sequences, preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance of the equipment. I don't want to put a breakdown maintenance. People call it as breakdown maintenance also. But if you are maintaining it, there should be no breakdown. So breakdown maintenance. So I can say preventive and predictive maintenance is what is done. Many times maintenance can be part of technical cell, but sometimes it may not be. Technical cell will be overseeing some specialist function which help maintenance. We'll get there what it is. Production, it's more to do with the operations of the assembly line or the manufacturing line or the production line. So if you take a steel plant, you have a furnace. The input will be, let us say if you take a greenfield plant, it will be the iron ore. Then the iron ore is transported from the ore to the stacker reclaimer. From stacker reclaimer, it is transported to the it's fed into the furnace. Then you have 2 years or hot gas is blown, and then sometimes you also have arc melting. They convert the iron ore into molten metal, and then the molten metal is tapped. The steel that comes out, the molten steel that comes out, is then casted into a bar or a sheet or whatever it is. The entire line, right from the ore to the finished product, is a production line. So assembly line is something slightly different. Many times assembly lines are involved in means they source a lot of components. For example, if you take a car has thousands of 50 to 80 thousands of components. So the car manufacturers whom we say, they're actually car assemblers. So they procure the tires from someone, the steering from someone, the airbags from, and